Hello and welcome to our journey that we are making through the four Gospels between Ash Wednesday and Pentecost Sunday. There's 96 days to do the 89 chapters. We've had a few rest days, got a couple more to come between Mark and Matthew. We are on Mark's Gospel. We've done John and Luke already. We did those leading up to Easter, and now we are doing Mark's Gospel. That will take us up the bottom part on the outside there, and then we'll go around right to the top of Matthew's Gospel to Pentecost Sunday on June the 8th. It's been a rip-roaring read so far in Mark's Gospel. We have done two chapters already. We're on chapter 3 today, and we have really, well, it certainly does feel that we can recognise the pace of Mark's Gospel. It is definitely the one which moves at a rapid pace, and we had lots of unrest yesterday. Jesus causing a stir by the things he was doing and the things he was saying, the things his disciples were doing, the company he kept at table. There was plenty going on. We were only in the second chapter yesterday, and already the scene is beginning to be set for the end of his ministry, let alone the ministry that he's doing in his healing. So let's join together then in chapter 3 of Mark's Gospel. The next time that Jesus went into the meeting place, a man with a crippled hand was there. The Pharisees wanted to accuse Jesus of doing something wrong, and they kept watching to see if Jesus would heal him on the Sabbath. Jesus told the man to stand up where everyone could see him. Then he said, "On the Sabbath, should we do good deeds or evil deeds? Should we save someone's life or destroy it?" But no one said a word. Jesus was angry as he looked around at the people, yet he felt sorry for them because they were so stubborn. Then he told the man, "Stretch out your hand." He did, and his bad hand was healed. The Pharisees left, and right away they started making plans with Herod's followers to kill Jesus. Jesus led his disciples down to the shore of the lake. Large crowds followed him from Galilee, Judea, and Jerusalem, people from Idumea as well as other places east of the Jordan River. They also came from the region around the cities of Tyre and Sidon. All of these crowds came because they heard what Jesus was doing. He even had to tell his disciples to get a boat ready to keep them from being crushed by the crowds. After Jesus had healed many people, the other sick people begged him to let them touch him. And whenever any evil spirits saw Jesus, they would fall to the ground and shout, "You are the Son of God." But Jesus warned the spirits not to tell who he was. Jesus decided to ask some of his disciples to go up on a mountain with him. They went. Then he chose 12 of them to be his apostles so that they could be with him. He also wanted to send them out to preach and to force out demons. Simon was one of the 12, and Jesus named him Peter. There were also James and John, the two sons of Zebedee. Jesus called them Boanerges, which means thunderbolts. Andrew, Philip, Bartholomew, Matthew, Thomas, James, son of Alphaeus, and Thaddeus were also apostles. The others were Simon, known as the Eager One, and Judas Iscariot, who later betrayed Jesus. Jesus went back home, and once again such a large crowd gathered that there was no chance even to eat. When Jesus' family heard what he was doing, they thought he was crazy and went to get him under control. Some teachers of the law came from Jerusalem and said, "This man is under the power of Beelzebul, the ruler of demons. He is forcing out demons with the help of Beelzebul." Jesus told the people to gather around him. Then he spoke to them in riddles and said, "How can Satan force himself out? A nation whose peoples fight against each other won't last very long, and a family that fights won't last long either. So if Satan fights against himself, that will be the end of him. How can anyone break into the house of a strong man and steal his things unless he first ties up the strong man? Then he can take everything. I promise you that any of the sinful things that you say or do can be forgiven, no matter how terrible these things are. But if you speak against the Holy Spirit, you can never be forgiven. That sin will be held against you forever." Jesus said this because the people were saying that he had an evil spirit in him. Jesus' mother and brothers came and stood outside. Then they sent someone with a message for him to come out to them. The crowd that was sitting around Jesus told him, your mother and brothers and sisters are outside and want to see you." Jesus asked, "Who is my mother and who are my brothers?" Then he looked at the people sitting around him and said, "Here are my mother and my brothers. Anyone who obeys God is my brother or sister or mother." That's Mark chapter 3. Really struck today by the people centeredness of Jesus' ministry. This crowd that continually kind of morphs around him, that just comes out of nowhere. Wherever he is, a crowd. We're told in Mark's gospel about this crowd that forms, word goes out, and people come and just form this crowd. I kind of imagine Jesus at the center of this crowd, and almost like a magnet with iron filings following around. And sometimes maybe a group will leave and another group will come up, but wherever he is, he's attracting people. And then we hear the way he attracts these particular the apostles or the disciples, and then out of those he creates the apostles and those 12 that are named there. It's all about people today, and Jesus's message is all about people. Really struck by the way that in Mark's Gospel we've heard about how he's called the Son of Man, and the way that he is a human being calling human beings, but the Son of God being God, calling human beings to follow him. Really, really special things. Do love this reading of the books of the Bible, chapter a day. I think we see so much as we do this and see them in a very different way than just reading little bits on a Sunday morning. So join me tomorrow as we get to Mark chapter 4. We'll complete the first quarter of Mark's Gospel tomorrow. So come and join me for that. Mark chapter 4 tomorrow. I'll see you then. All the very best. God bless. Bye bye.